from the investigation into the personal, political, and financial connections between the Trump operation and the Russians, recusing himself because of his connection to the Donald Trump campaign. And now we see that he himself needs an investment.
The Assistant Democratic Leader.
Mr. President, last night I joined most of the members of Congress to hear President Trump give his first address to a joint session. His speech lasted about 60 minutes, and I listened carefully, as did everyone in the chamber, at the President's first remarks from that historic setting, addressing a joint session of Congress. There were some omissions which I found very interesting. Not once, not one time in the course of an hour did President Trump ever say the word Russia. Not one time.
That Senator McConnell and Speaker Ryan will rise to theirs. Finally, third, the Inspector General of the Department of Justice must immediately begin an investigation into the Attorney General's involvement in this matter thus far to discover if the investigation has already been compromised. The Inspector General doesn't need any permission from either anyone in the administration or the Congress, and he should go forward immediately. We know the Attorney General met with the President several weeks ago. What did they discuss? Have there been other contacts between the President, senior administration officials, and the Attorney General regarding this matter? Have there been any attempts to interfere with the investigation in any way? Has the AG or his close associates personally managed the work of career officials at the Department of Justice or FBI in the course of the investigation? The Inspector General has the ability, the right, and the obligation to find out answers to these questions and more. The revelations that we learned about last night are extremely troubling and raise even more questions about the President and his associates' contacts with Russia. Did the President know about the meetings between then Senator Sessions and the Russian ambassador? Were these the only two meetings between the now Attorney General and the Russian ambassador or other Russian officials? Did the Attorney General disclose these meetings?
In the elections, you're in front of three things.
Right.
What additional information exists that shows Russia was involved in the election?
But wait a minute. You want to say that 7 senators are asking for the declassification of it, and you want me to tell you what is that information? And you want me to go to jail? No, but let me say, I appreciate your question. I wanted to deal, because I knew they had substantive questions. I want to talk about this in this way. Our new co-chair of the Steering Policy Committee, Eric Swalwell, a new member of Congress, the head of the Future Forum, travel the country listening to people, young millennials across, is also a member of the Intelligence Committee. And he is working with Elijah Cummings, our champion and finding out the truth of what's going on and some of this. They are talking about calling for I'll let them make their own announcement, but to take us to a place where we find out, did a foreign government, and I know that we did, what is the role of a foreign government in undermining our election? That would have been a necessary investigation.
Ever say the word Russia? Not one time. Even though
And if there is any evidence that anyone affiliated with the Trump campaign communicated with the Russian government in the course of this campaign, what will you do?
Senator Franken, I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians, and I'm unable to comment on it.